Hi everyone, and welcome back to another Hit Points Gaming playthrough with Andrea and Corey.
Hi everyone.
Today we will be starting...
You asked for it. You got it.
The Seventh Continent. This is a new game that I don't even know if it's out in retail yet. We kickstarted this like 2 years ago, and we finally received it. I will put this out there now. We have played this. I know a lot of the times we like to play games, we like to go in blind, so you get all of our full reactions to it and see if we can win or not. We played this.
I'm glad we didn't go in blind. Because you would not want to watch us.
You definitely don't. We didn't go online. We
Maybe
didn't look
blooper reels you would have wanted to see of us playing it, but that's about it.
We didn't check the forums or anything. So we played this. To give you a background of the game, you're a...
explorer.
Renowned explorer that went to this new continent.
For various reasons.
Yep. You come back, everything's fine, but then you start getting this weird feeling. And in order to, I guess, figure out what this feeling is, or to get rid of it, you decide to go back to the Seventh Continent to then lift this curse.
Boost your sanity.
And inside this box there are, I don't know, let's say 5 curses. Maybe 7 with all the expansions that came with it. And each one is obviously different in how you cure it. We've only attempted the first one. And
the Voracious Goddess curse.
That's what they suggest to use for your very first go.
I hope they get easier as we go along.
So we went into this, again, without checking anything, and we lost. We played again.
We lost.
We played a third time.
We lost.
We lost. You know, we would get in maybe an hour or two, and then we would die. You run out of cards, and I'll go over the rules as quickly as I can. Basically, you have a deck of action cards, and when those run out, you have a chance of then losing the game. Well...
We lost, and lost, and lost, and lost, and lost.
I know I've always wanted to do a taping of this, but we wanted to figure out, well, what are we doing wrong? So I went online, and I tried to, you know, without spoiling anything, someone was like, oh, we're 15 hours in, and we're getting there. 15 hours?
I think it was Andrew Miller and his wife were playing, weren't they?
They were supposed to message me and give me some pointers.
Yeah, where have you been, Andrew? We're waiting. But we keep losing.
I looked at other forums, and I was like, okay, so obviously we're doing something wrong. The point is, you can eat in this game, go out hunting, and replenish your deck of cards, which we never really knew. We never happened to stumble upon the food that you're supposed to get.
Right.
We were just trying to rush to get to this specific location, which you can tell by this card. And we didn't really concern it. We thought it was more of a choose-your-own-adventure race to the end.
Yes.
Instead, it's more of choose-your-own-adventure, Robinson Crusoe, survive, eat, make sure you have enough food to last the night, to last the next...
Don't start together.
Right. Mm-hmm. So... we've gotten, I would say, almost halfway through the first mission.
There's no way to tell if we've... I guess we've gotten halfway.
And because of that, we are going to start from the beginning and record for you guys. So things will still be a mystery to us if we win or lose. But now we have some sort of idea on how to play and the good game mechanics. So real quickly, let me try and go over the rules. Like I said, this is a choose-your-own-adventure game. And how it works is you have a deck of, let's say, 35 different adventure cards. And those are typically, it's your life pool. When these are exhausted to completely go through, they go into a discard pile. You have to perform these tests with them. And you have a chance, once it's discarded, that you may lose if you pull a curse card. That's real simple. You don't want this deck to be discarded.
There's a very high chance, second time you go through it, you're going to pull a curse.
Right. Yeah. So, again, we want to keep adding to this. So, how you interact with this deck. There are different skill checks that you have to do in the game, and they're associated with 2 numbers. There's a blue number followed by a green number. The blue is how much stamina you need to exert to perform this ability, whether it's, you know, walking, building an item, or scaling a cliff. Those numbers range from 0 to whatever. It tells you on the card. That's basically how much time it takes to do it.
Right.
what you have to do is you have to pull that number of cards from the action deck. The second number is how many successes you need in order to be successful, or how many stars you need in order to be successful at a particular task. Walking, you really don't need any successes. It just takes time. Building an item, again, sometimes you don't need successes. It just takes time. Scaling that cliff, you do need successes. So for instance, if we came to a test that had 3 draws, so 3 blue, and you need 2 successes, you would pull 3 cards.
Right.
Now, real quickly, we are playing this with 2 characters each, so we have a party of 4. If we're in a space with another person, we have the ability to basically increase or decrease the time it takes to do something.
Because you have help.
Because you have help, but you have to increase the difficulty. So you can do a -1 to time, but a +1 to difficulty.
Success.
And you always have the ability to draw more cards if you so choose. So you spend more time doing something in hopes that you draw more successes.
Sometimes there's a check that you really need to pass in order to make sure you have the ability to.
Correct. Because if you pass, something happens. If you fail, something else happens.
Probably bad.
Right.
Probably bad.
So just always keep that in mind. We have the option of drawing more. Unless there's a lock symbol, you'll see that we cannot alter it. Okay. So we would draw 3 cards. This is what some of the cards look like. What you're concerned with is this left-hand side here, these number of stars. So we drew 3 cards. You then match up however many stars as you can. So right here. How many total number of stars? We have 3. So we have 3 successes here. This 7 can sometimes result in additional stars depending on if we have an item
that has a special ability.
And that will grant us more. But right now we don't, so we would get 3 successes, we would win.
We would pass the check.
We would pass the check. We would pass the check.
Get ahead of ourselves.
We won't win the game. We pass the check. Then, every person that's involved, one person that's involved in the test, whether it's just one person or, let's say, we teamed up, can keep one of these cards. They go to their hand. Each character in a 4-player game can have 2 blue-handed cards in their hand and 2 green-handed cards in their hand. They're like maybe other special items or effects.
Yeah, so far green has been less likely.
Right.
Blue is the main.
So one of these cards can go to that person's hand. The rest then get discarded in your discard pile, hopefully to be seen from again. There's ways to interact with the discard pile to get them back and whatever. But that's it. So we have went through 3 cards. Our action deck here starts with 35 of these types of cards. We also add in 5 curse cards. 1 from the curse that we're actually doing, and 4 blanks. Basically, these just represent blanks. No successes. The bad things about these are, once your deck is done, your action deck, you shuffle it back up again. This is what you're trying to avoid. If we have to pull a check once our action deck is completely discarded, and we pull one of these, that's how we fail the
automatic game. Over.
Yeah, we do not want to see these.
Right.
Okay. Next, each specific character that we play has their own 5 unique ability cards. They get shuffled into the deck as well to start the game. So it's 35 regulars, 5 curses, so we're at 40 plus 5 each. So that's going to be 20 cards in our action deck. Only this character can, like this is, I'm going to be him, our mad scientist, which is Victor Frankenstein. Pretty cool that he's in it. If this card comes up, only Victor can take this card to go to this. They're his special cards. Okay. So that forms a deck of, what did I say, of 60 cards. Okay. We're getting there. The type of cards that you can get will grant you special abilities that you can use. Every test that you perform, each character involved can perform 1 skill card to help with the test, and can also help with 1 built item to help with the cause. Okay, and we'll get into those. These abilities on here tell you when you can do it before or after a check or whatever, but what you're looking for again is right here. The type of action, here's an example of the blue and yellow successes. So this costs no time, and I don't have to pull any cards. You just do this. Pretty nice, depending on
that's a good card.
Helpful. This game has, I not even going to count. I don't know.
25? 20?
25 different types of actions. Pretty insane. So it's kind of tough to explain what all those actions are. It just...
You'll see as we go along.
The main point to remember is certain people or certain items can help in specific actions or checks, right? So, moving on, here's a raft item. Mm-hmm. So if this item was pulled during a skill check...
Anybody could hold it.
Correct. And it goes to their hand of 2 blues. At a later point, they can actually craft the item. So think of it as like, oh, I've got an idea of building a raft.
Right. But in order to do that, I have to gather materials.
Right. Well, we could spend a lot of time.
We could.
It would cost 5 cards, so 5 cards from our action deck. We don't need any successes. We just build it. It just takes a lot of time. Mm-hmm. And then this card becomes ours. This number here is how many uses you can use the raft before it is wasted. And these symbols right here are resources that, if you are in a particular area that grants, let's say, wood, it would be -3 to the amount of time it takes. So I can build this even without having wood, but if I do,
longer.
Right, it would be quicker if we had it.
If you had it, correct.
So it only costs 2. So you're kind of waiting to try to get to the right area on the map to help build these items. Really cool idea of how to craft items. I really like it. Now, moving on. Like I said, each character can have 2 items. This right here is when you can actually use them. Mm-hmm. So I think this is performing like a sail test or a rest action. If I wanted to use this, it would grant an automatic 2 successful stars to the test. And here's that special 7. So every time you see a 7, you would get an additional success. So they're pretty helpful. There's a few other things on here I'll mention real quickly, like this 5. You perform all your actions and they result in pulling particular cards in this game. There's like over 1,000 cards that came with this game. Now, I've put in all the expansions that are out for this. Mm-hmm. They're all in here. They add weather, some extra monsters, everything in here.
Injuries, you name it.
It's truly a choose-your-own-adventure. So think about it when you were reading those as a kid. It would say, hey, do you want to jump off this cliff? If you do, turn to page 80, right? This symbol right here is basically like, oh, if you want to jump off a cliff and you have a parachute, turn to page 85.
If you don't, turn to page 80.
So this is really cool. Depending on certain tests, you can add additional values to it if the test had asked for this particular icon, and really cool ways to go about it. So that's what items do. You can also... if items share a particular trait together, you can combine the items together, kind of like in Dead Rising for Xbox. Allows you to craft special items together so they can share the number of uses. So that's something else that we can get into. But just so you have some sort of idea, we can carry a little bit more items than normal. But like with a 4-character game, 2 items each, 2 blue hands, 2 green hands.
And once we build items, we can only carry 2 built items.
Yes.
Yes, right? 2 and 2.
2 and 2.
Yeah.
I think I just said that. But that's okay. I'm glad someone's following.
Well, I guess I wasn't if you already said it.
And honestly, that's the game. I think I was able to explain how the game itself is played out so people can at least follow along.
Sure, that was a great job.
Oh, great. Thank you. Okay. So... From our understanding, if we read that someone has played this game for 15 hours, we're thinking that we're going to be doing a few videos of this, hopefully, unless we perish right away, at a certain clip at a time, so maybe like an hour or 2 for each video. There are particular times where it says, wipe the board and start over, and that would be a good time to cut it.
Yeah.
So let's...
Embark.
Let's embark on our first curse, the Voracious Goddess. So the first curse that we have to deal with is...
The Voracious Goddess. Since you returned from that expedition, the vision of a strange, gloomy idol that seems to be calling you has been haunting your nights. The piercing cries of a few seagulls pull you out of a deep slumber. They sound so strange, as though they were laughing. You try your best to understand. Where on earth are you? How did you end up in this place? Your memories are clouded and you seem unable to remember. While sifting through your journal, you come across a handwritten sheet upon which something that looks like a root was drawn, along with several statues. And it so happens one of the statues looks exactly like the idol from your restless dreams. Begin the adventure by putting a 10 card into play. Each player places their figure onto it.
Alright, so every curse is going to set up the scenario. And then on the back side, it's going to give us a clue on how we're supposed to solve this curse. So this one shows us a map. Right? So our first 18 times of trying to win this game, I think 5 actually, we wanted to race right to the X.
Yeah, duh.
Spoiler alert, getting to the X is not how you win.
No.
Sorry to break it to you.
We did it. We didn't win.
We did not win. So we will eventually need to go there, and we'll kind of fill you in without spoiling stuff of what we have to do until then. So we land, and this card goes into our satchel and journal. So this is the, all your quest items go under this. And we also start the game, an expansion added this pocket watch to it. We've never used this pocket watch.
We have not.
It tells us that whenever we rest, we have to take a 500 card as a consequence. So just to tell you, we've never rested. That might be the reason why we haven't won.
Probably.
Okay. So all of these cards go in our satchel and journal. Okay. They do not count towards our hand limit. Okay. And I guess we can say what 4 characters that we're bringing out.
Sure.
As you saw before, I am using Victor Frankenstein. Pretty awesome engineer here. You might have heard of him before. I'm also using another well-known character, Howard P. Lovecraft. This is when he's really young and he might have gotten his ideas on what to write about, possibly from this island.
Okay. I have Dmitry Gorchov.
Oh, yeah.
The stern-looking Russian aboard.
He's like our brute. He's
like our brute, yep. And Elliot Pendleton.
Oh, what a guy.
Who, is our mild and meek and mild-mannered... Why can't I hold the card up correctly? He's our doctor.
He's our doctor, yes.
Yeah.
We need a healer, a fighter.
So, since we played this so many times, we have actually chosen, I think, every character except one of the women. There's 2 girls. So we've gone through all of them, and this, hopefully, will be our set that's going to finally work.
Let's find out.
Let's find out.
So we have this starting location tells us to start with. So we will set the mood by...
It says, thick columns of yellowish smoke rise up from cracks in the volcanic rock. To the east, the peaks of a rocky cliff look down, mocking the ocean below. If I can hold that up correctly.
You're doing a great job there.
Thank you so much.
So that is where we...
It's probably upside down, right?
Where we land. Okay. It tells us at the bottom here, every card's going to show you what actions you can physically do in that area. So you can do an action on the card, on an item that you have, or a card that you have in your hand. And there's really no turn order. We can decide...
Yeah, who's going to do what.
Who's going to do what at any time. So we're all going to start on here. And this little symbol right here in the bottom, that shows what resource is available on that tile. Okay. It shows us that there's also 2 pieces of land. This is going to build out into a particular island. 2 pieces of land that appear here. But, like in many games, there's the element of a fog of war. We do not know what's coming up. So
we have to explore.
2 random cards down. Okay. Alright, and we also have the ability of climbing this cliff that's to the right of us if we want to. Well, it's really to investigate the cliff. We just know after you're going to climb it, and I don't really think we have any...
We don't need to climb
We don't need to climb that cliff today.
Nah.
No.
Let's save our energy.
Now, here's the thing that you need to try and balance. So, right now we have no items, right? They're all in this action deck. But in order to start getting items and getting better, you need to spend time doing tasks. So you're trying to... We have not found the sweet spot yet, right? We have not found the sweet... last thing I'm going to mention is there's this discard tower right here, box. And there's 2 different options that you can do. 2 different tests. There's one in the back, which we're not using, and one in the front. So the one we are using basically allows us to, whenever we see a grave somewhere on the terrain tile, we can perform a special praying check test. Praying and eating are 2 ways of how you can get cards back into this action deck. Again, things that we've learned after many hours of failing. So we're going to put that off to the side, and we'll put all of our discarded cards there. We'll keep our action deck hopefully visible so you see how much time we have left before we lose. And we know, Andrea and I know, or
Dimitri and Elliot,
along with Howard and Victor, know that we have to gather particular items off this starting island.
Starting location
down here before we can move on. There's multiple ways to get off this island. We think we've discovered maybe the best way. So, question is, do we head up north?
Yes.
Oh. Even though we know what we might come across, but we might not be prepared. But I think we should still travel north, right?
Oh, I don't know. See, that was like a trick question.
Oh, see, I know. Or do we go somewheres and then come back? That could waste time. Or do we just do this now? Or do you think by going down, we'll gather more strength? I'm going to leave it up to you, Dimitri. West or north?
Okay, well, it sounds like you've manipulated me into going west. So let's go west.
Actually, I don't know. Okay, so just real quickly, we don't have to do this with every action, but this action right here is called, I think it's Navigate. It costs no time and no successes, but we can perform this. But then we decide before we do that, who is navigating. So again, there could be something bad that affects all of us. It could be something good that affects all of us. But if we ever have to draw cards, only the people involved are the ones that can keep them.
So I'm going to take Dimitri.
Okay.
Would you like to bring anybody?
Yeah, I'm going to go with both my guys.
Okay.
We're here together.
Oh, okay, so I'm going to go with everybody then.
Oh.
Elliot's going to look too. He doesn't want to be left behind.
Oh, look at that. Relax. The clouds break and the sun bathes you with its warmth. You deeply enjoy this moment of respite. You may discard this during the result step of the action you're involved in order to apply a star or 7. So, and it's a green. So
we never get good ones.
This is so nice, right? This is the start.
Don't let it fool you.
Great adventure together. Let's give it to the fighter because
he's gonna need it.
Now that card has disappeared, we can actually place the number 9 card. Every card in here is numbered. I'm going to always have you read it.
Number 9. The ground is totally barren here. In fact, the only vegetation among your surroundings are clumps of red seaweed clinging to the rocks. Plumes of yellowish smoke spurt from the ground from time to time, swirling around a dead seagull.
Oh, there's a lot going on there. You know, you'll get it.
I get it. It's reversed. It's reversed. So we'll put that down, and we notice there are more fog cards that have to come out in 2 different directions.
So that was really just the peak. We have yet to really move there.
We do.
Okay. Now, in order to move to this location, here's the little action right here. It costs 1 to move.
Mm-hmm.
So now that I'm thinking about it,
why don't we keep someone there?
How did you read my mind? This game's all about, working together, sending people out, and then returning easily to group up. Every character has the ability on their card to, whenever using a walking action, can spend -1 time to get back to a location that either has another player or a fire token, which we haven't started a fire yet, like a campfire. So if we kept someone back here,
it's
to your point, we can almost move there for free.
Yes.
I'm gonna leave Lovecraft.
Okay.
Because he looks a little shady, and
shady. Okay.
Okay, can you not tell me that this guy does not look
all
shady?
All these guys look shady right now. They all have some kind of secrets.
Alright. So we're going to leave him. The three of us will move together. So in order to move, it costs 1 card.
Okay.
So we got to flip this. We're not looking for successes. You've got to be kidding me.
Of course. The only card that none of us can take. The
so
Lovecraft
here's
card.
the Lovecraft card, and this is his awesome card. So every character has a card that basically gives you, anytime that these tests come up, it's an innate
so much for
trait,
relaxing.
right? So we left him back here. He got pissed off. No one can keep this card, so it goes in our discard pile. But we know it's in here, so hopefully we can pull it out somehow
again
and get this for him. Because every time we do a thinking, compass, or praying test,
we get extra bonuses.
Wow, yeah. That's amazing. Alright, so we've got a few things here. We can look at these strange rocks. We can investigate this spot here.
With the dead seagull.
The dead seagull. Or travel or look south. Now that dead seagull one,
that's burned us many times.
There's a 13 here. So there are 2 13 cards. Sometimes things are good and sometimes they're bad. I don't know if the 13 card is... Have we ever gotten a good one?
I think once. But I forget what it was. So that tells you how long ago.
Right. So that's the thing too. We've forgotten if cards are actually good for us or not. I'm gonna look.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna do it.
You're on your own with that one, Bob.
It's free. I'm just gonna do it with Victor. You guys stay back.
Okay.
I will, I left the poor guy. I left the wrong guy. Victor's coming along.
Okay.
So a 13.
Oh, boy.
Okay, so there are 2 13s. And I'm picking this one.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready.
You walk towards the dead seagull. When you are just a few feet from it, a gout of steam spurts from the ground and severely burns you. This is definitely not your lucky day. The active player takes a 104 card, which is exactly why I told you not to do it. Now I kind of have a funny feeling that both the cards say the same thing, and I was just imagining that there was a good card.
Alright, so 104 card. Superficial burns, deep cut, or fractured bone. Injuries on the 7th continent can be extremely life-threatening. Okay, so...
Got motorcycle gang
there's
outside.
a Pokemon bike gang outside.
Gotta catch them all.
So I had to pull this injury card here. I'm injured. In order to get rid of it, I have to perform this. But what's most important is this icon up here in the top left-hand corner. If there's this blue X, I have to discard cards directly into the discard pile for each red hand I have. So this counts as 1, and our character has
card.
1. So I have to get rid of 2 cards
We
right
are
off the bat.
Oh boy, we're not starting off very well.
That was all my fault. Both of those.
Told you not to do it.
We're going south.
South. Take a peek.
Are we all going together?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Let's
I
do
think
it.
so.
Let's do it.
Repentance. A caterpillar crawls toward a hole in the ground.
Oh. Okay, keep going. I'm sorry.
What?
No, keep going. I think we always have to decide who's the leader.
Leader?
Yeah.
Dimitri.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Caterpillar crawls through a hole in the ground, unaware of jets of boiling hot steam are about to spurt from it. The active player must perform one of the actions alone. We gently pick up the caterpillar and place it back down away from the danger. Or natural selection. You may choose one card with the keyword aggressiveness in the discard pile and add it to your hand. Okay, so we're going to gently pick up the caterpillar.
Okay.
And place it away from danger. Which means we take it was 0 time and 0 successes. So we automatically get it. We get a 003 card.
Okay.
And then we banish this.
Banish it. So there's a deck of cards that you put to the side that are banished. So this goes there. And the 003.
I know what this is.
Yep, we do.
It is an incident from your previous expedition comes to mind. Harvey was so excited about the discoveries made during the first 2 weeks on the continent that he neglected to eat or get enough sleep. When the first difficulties came, He was the first one to die.
Oh, jeez.
But for that tidbit of knowledge, we get 1 experience point.
Mm-hmm.
And it says, it gives us a tip on everyone. So surviving in the first hours must be your #1 concern. So find hunting and fishing spots and gather the appropriate equipment. Find a comfortable place to rest and turn your experience points into advanced skills. We neglected to read these cards probably the first 3 times that we played.
Who reads tips?
Who's it? Yeah. Not us. And guess what? We're still trying.
Still trying to get that seagull. We're still trying to...
So now this experience goes into our satchel.
Yep. And we can only spend that once we get to a point that says you can spend experience points to add...
We don't know when that is.
We have yet to come across that. Now, Lovecraft has a card that allows you to do that. That's a reason, that's the only reason, don't tell him that we are bringing him. Because we have not come across the place that says, oh, just rest. Well, you can't just rest when you want to spend your experience. You, I guess, have to find a spot that allows you to
use the experience.
We have not found that yet. So Lovecraft is with us, and now we are looking south. There is no smoke here. Some moss and even a few bamboo-like canes grow in this area.
Now, if you take a closer look at all of the cards,
Mm-hmm.
there tends to be hidden numbers on every...
Sharp.
Every so often there's a hidden number. There's also animal tracks.
Right.
That we neglected to see in the first 4 or 5 times.
Why do I want to go fight animals? I need to get to this X to win the game.
Yes. We don't want to waste time fighting animals. Guess what? It would have helped us. So this card actually has a hidden 14 next to the bamboo shoots in the corner.
Where is that?
That's up here.
Oh, okay. So when you see a number, you can go to cards.
And pull the card from the deck.
Find number 14. You frighten a little crab and it scurries into a small hole hidden away among the weeds. And it now replaces the old card.
Mm-hmm.
And the difference now is you can now investigate this area.
Mm-hmm.
We need to move there,
Mm-hmm.
right? So we are going to spend 1 to all move.
All move. Yep.
Okay, hopefully it's a card that... Ah, okay, so this is something that we can take. So it is a boa. I suggest our...
Well, where are we? We're on a bamboo
Yeah.
location.
Still give it to our hunter.
Alright. He will gladly take it.
It's not built yet, but now you have the idea of how to build the boa.
Right.
Okay, so let's look at... let's look at where the little crab went, right?
Yeah.
So 16?
16, yes. So it costs 0 time, and we need 0 successes.
And we're all doing it together.
Yes. Oh, who's the leader? Do we need a leader?
Victor, he's hurt.
Okay.
Why not? That's not smart.
That sounds smart.
There is something in there. Following the scampering crab, you notice a gleam at the entrance of the hole.
Mm.
You crouch down and reach into the hole to take the object. It's
What
a
is it?
metal gear. A small metal gear wheel found in the lair of the crab. So it is a quest item. It goes into our quest deck. Now,
He's studying the map on the back
I'm
of the
looking at the map. So just so you know, some friends who have also played this have noticed that there's like a little symbol here where we just found that wheel. If we paid even more attention to this clue,
Oh, no
it would have
way.
shown us that there is something of interest here, which there is. This gear wheel. We may have, may
right
or may
here?
not. Yeah, I think so. Or maybe I'm just making it up. I'm not sure. Okay. Now we can also, you saw those tracks, let's look south, right?
Yeah.
So all of us are going to look. The hunter can be the
Leader?
leader. Or do we not do that just yet? And we go this way as well. Wait, maybe we just peer.
Look.
Let's just peer, all 3 of us.
Yeah.
Thinking ahead. You take some time to ponder your possible options, going forward to survive in this hostile environment. One involved character may discard 1 card with the keyword will from their hand or inventory in order to attain a success during the result step of the following action.
Nope. Aggressiveness.
So we can do this thinking test.
Mm-hmm.
We can pull as many cards as we want. Right now we don't have to pull any, but we need one success. If we were successful, we can choose one hand card from the action deck of the discard pile and add it to a hand. So this would have been good for
him.
He could re-pull a card out. But is there anything in here? We could pull a torch. And this allows us to, yes, we pull a card in attempts to be successful, but then we can add this card to our hand. So is it worth it to attempt one? If it's a success, we could get that and this card.
It's risky. I would feel better with pulling 2 cards.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's like...
Then we're using 2 cards.
Yeah, we're using 2 cards. And
at least one card, we're getting it to help us.
Okay, I'm good with 1 card.
If it's success, we're creating an extra one.
Let's do it. 1 pull.
And you always have to decide how many you're pulling.
Before,
because that would just be
of
too
course.
easy. Oh, of course. Look at that.
Oh my goodness, yes!
Nice job.
Okay, this is forewarned, is forearmed. You may discard this during the result step of your action in order to apply a star.
Okay, so let's take the torch. It's probably the best one.
Yes.
Let's give it to...
Doctor?
Doctor.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you want to take that?
And extra success. Let's give it to Victor because he can actually hold 3 blue.
Oh, nice.
In his hand. So that worked out. And we put a number 4 into play. I'm getting there. Alright, 4. Progression in this direction is hampered by many jets of boiling steam. It seems you have to take a steep path to reach the ocean that you can see below. So that goes right here. That completes that little line. Now, see, it's weird. You couldn't have gone just south from where we were.
You had to go the long way.
I had to go all the way around. So we can peek here. There's no other numbers on there that I'm aware of.
No hidden numbers, no.
So I think it's now time to...
investigate those footprints where we are. Yep.
The 3 of us will do it.
Victor in the lead.
Yes.
So we need 1 time unit.
And no success. So here's our option where we could... Well, no, it's a bad example. I'll just keep moving on. All right. So that's your special, Mr. Doctor. As long as you have this in your hand, we get a success, an automatic success for healing, strength, and sailing actions. And we can also apply a -1 to the time. So that's clutch.
He's a Yale graduate.
We are trying our best to get those.
Yeah, they all have great benefits, yeah.
And we know that the one's already discarded.
Right.
All right, so now that grants us number 12. Okay, so from the few tracks you spot on the ground, it seems that there's a small animal was recently here.
Really?
Okay, so this now attaches, this card attaches to the bottom here, and it adds an additional type of action. So it is an accuracy action. So I think that's like hunting, which the boa could help with if the boa is eventually built. It would cost 2 time units, and we need at least 2 successes. Depending on the number of successes you obtain, we take the corresponding number of 30 cards. 2 to 3 successes is 1, 4 to 6 is 2, 7 or more is 3. From there, if at least one person is bloodied, no one's bloodied, so we can move on. We choose one of the cards and keep it. So basically, we are going out hunting, and the more successes we have, the more options we have of like what we find.
We're not too stacked right now.
The lock right here means we cannot increase this. We can use items to help us, but we can't pull more than 2 blues to do that. Which would be helpful is if we built the boa.
In order to do that.
Right, but the boa only has one
use.
It would grant us 3 successes, which gets us just shy of pulling 2 cards. We would have to pull an extra success on our actual checks.
Yeah.
I still think that's kind of the way to go about it.
Yeah.
But right now, would cost you 2 times to build that.
It would. It would only cost me 1 time if we were in a different location.
So I'm going to suggest something.
Go back to our buddy.
So here's our buddy Howard. He's all the way back here.
Mm-hmm.
Now to move from this location actually costs 2 time units. But if we sent Victor and the doctor, let's say, back, it's 2 people each using their power to subtract 1. We can go back to Victor for 0 time.
0.
Now we're at a spot where we have rocks.
Rocks, yep.
Let's build the boa.
Let's build the boa.
All 3 of us.
Yep.
Now with Howard, he's wondering what happened.
We're like, don't worry, we found a stash of food.
And look at that. This is a good time to pull this curse out.
It is.
Because we don't need a success.
Right.
And this goes in the discard pile.
Right. So now this is built, and I'm going to put my die on it.
These little dice. Okay.
This guy's gotten 1 use.
Yeah. Now we can investigate north, or do we go down south and hunt now, or
no? I say let's wait to hunt
and go north. Maybe we can get one more thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the 3 of us will investigate. The hunter being the leader.
Correct.
Hunter, as in the Russian Victor.
Dmitri. Not Victor. Oh, I've never seen it. A life jacket.
You have laid hands on a life jacket in poor condition.
Oh.
It can increase sailing or resting for 1. It can also help you with fighting. Oh, or -3. This is great.
So we're going to fight?
So someone gets it automatically. It's already built.
Oh, man. You want Victor? Oh, no, Victor's back there.
Victor's not here. He didn't even find the life jacket. I would like to keep his space open. He's got a torch already that we should probably build when we have a chance.
Yeah, we're not on wood though.
I'm just gonna give it to him.
Yeah.
He was gone that whole time. He stumbled upon this life jacket. Right? And that has 4 uses. Did I put all the dice back?
I didn't even see you do that. Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so the card you need to take out of the box is 7.
That's 7. Further to the north, a terrain slopes steadily down to the water.
Look for numbers, look for numbers, look for numbers. I see a statue and
a dead body.
A dead body.
This is another discard card.
And no animal tracks right now.
No? Okay. So, let's travel there, shall we?
Agreed, all together.
All together, 1 card.
Yeah, all together.
Because we can all move down.
Move back, yeah.
Okay. Learn by doing. You may discard this card, the cost step of an action you're involved in order to apply -3 drawing cards. You've got 2 blues. You have no blues right now. I can give it to you.
Okay. Does anybody get a benefit from stamina? Him.
But you can't hold it.
Yeah.
Each character can use keywords on particular items to do different options, but...
Yeah, he could discard 2 cards with the keyword stamina in order to gain a star.
We're going to look together?
Yes,
All
please.
3 of us?
Yes, Dmitri again.
An 11. Okay. So this says, if there is a blank in play, there isn't.
No.
It must be for another curse. I lost where I was. You may apply the following effect. There's nothing on the back for me to read. Oh, so I turn this over. Look at that.
What's going on there?
Some guy.
We found the body up close.
A man is lying face down among the rocks. Approaching closer, you notice his clothes are torn and tattered, and his body is swollen and puffy. Parts of the body are mutilated, and the man's skin bulges with what looks like large eggs. Well,
he looks like he's got purple eggs under his
I know what I want to do. I want to make sure this guy's okay. Right? Let's go investigate him.
He's okay.
make sure. Maybe this is where the life jacket came from. This poor guy.
Floated downstream, yeah.
So it's 1 to investigate. We don't need any successes.
Yeah, let's check him out.
3 of us again.
3.
1 card. There we go.
Nice.
Flint. I'll go to here to
Okay.
Lovecraft. So this allows us to put a fire token in play on the board. And then once there's fire, then we can build the torch because it helps you craft it more easily. Okay. So now we pull card 31. Okay, now there are 2 31 cards.
Oh, there are?
You choose, Dimitri.
This one, please. Oh, boy. As you lean down to search the corpse, a disgusting creature jumps out of the water and lunges at you. It does not seem to like the idea of you staying near its eggs.
Awesome.
I pulled the bad one. So we have to fight it. We need to pull 2 cards and get 6 successes.
Oh, okay. Can we, is it fighting?
Yes, it's with the
Okay, it's with the fight.
fight symbol.
Okay, so if we are successful, we take a 2 card and a 32 card from the adventure deck. Banish this and take a 139. Okay? If we fail, we all basically get injured. I don't think we want to fail. So,
The cost step of an action is the first.
it's first, yeah.
Unfortunately.
Which we have the ability to pull more cards, because pulling 2 cards, we're not getting 6 successes. So, do we have anything to help with our fighting besides the boa? That's a no. This guy's back here, so he cannot help.
You take a 2 card and a 32 card. Take a 139. So I think we get food from this.
Yeah, we basically want to kill him.
Yeah.
So actually using the boa would be very beneficial. Because that's getting us 3 successes. You can always add a 4th, because you have this card. So that's 4. That means we need at least 2 more successes.
Right. Out of 2 cards.
So
That's risky.
that's still risky. I would say we would want to increase that to...
3 or 4.
I'm happy with 4.
Okay.
Because if we pull 4 and we get more successes, then we don't have to use...
Right, the extra.
And we want to beat him.
Yeah, we do.
We do not want to get injured by...
This purple octopus.
Yeah, no one wants that. Especially purple octopuses.
More dangerous than normal.
So 4 cards
Yeah.
with you as the
Leader.
leader. And we're using...
Yes, we are.
Okay, hopefully we get another item to help us down there. But that's less. It's more important that we get here. Okay, so there's one success.
So we have 2 successes, 3 successes.
And 1 more card.
4.
Great. 4 successes with your 3, so that's 7. So we don't need to use...
We do not.
Because again, we had to use the item before we pulled for the check.
So this gets discarded.
Hopefully we get it back sooner or later. And now we can pull one of these cards. So one specific for the fighter. Oh yeah, I think we know. We found it. I think we're going to do that.
Yeah.
So Victor's card, or Dimitri's card, gives him, again, a successful skill star in fighting, stealthily, and strength.
Yes.
The rest get discarded.
Okay, so we get a 2 card
2 card.
and a 32 card.
Okay. Okay, I kind of forget if these are different. These are all 2 cards.
I don't think they are.
Okay.
Okay, we actually got our first food, which is fish, off this creature.
That allows us to put more cards back into our action deck from your discard pile. And I think you get more if you do it at a place where there's a fire.
Yes. So that goes into his...
That can go to anybody.
Anybody?
So let's,
Him?
Sure.
Okay.
The doctor can have it.
Sure. 32 card.
Oh, yeah. $32.
And then a 139 while I read this.
Now that... Okay. And a 139.
Now that danger has passed, you search the body, wasting no time. Guess what we find? Another Metal Gear.
I like it. Who knew there were going to be two, right?
A small metal gear were found on the body of a naval officer. Then this card gets banished.
Okay.
This card now goes to our satchel.
First of all, who knew that you needed gears? Second of all, who knew you needed two of them?
We did.
It's like we tried
didn't,
multiple
and now we
times.
did.
All right, and the 139 card is... Oh, that's just another story. The recap. Judging by the insignia on his jacket, this man was once a French naval officer. Despite being worn and faded, you can still make out his name. FT-16 La Rochelle, probably the ship in which the man was assigned. Unfortunately, there is nothing else valuable on him.
All right, peace out.
So
Sorry about that.
Replaces this. So yes, we can't explore anymore. And yeah, so that I think that is... we need to meet back up with Victor. So we can all move to him for free. Whenever you move, it's you can really move as far as you want, as long as there's nothing in your way, which you'll see probably shortly. But we can go right to him, and it costs us nothing, because we're going there. And I think it's time that we...
Fight?
We either fight, or do we actually, that we were up here, do we go to this location and just search this?
I forget what was there. But you could build the flint.
Oh, when I'm down there.
Yeah, for free.
As we also search that area. So it counts because it's going to cost us 1 to move, but then I could build a flint for free at that location. So yeah, let's do it. So we're going to travel here, cost 1 card, so at least this gives us... Oh yeah, splint. I can't carry it yet, can you?
I can't, no.
I'll give it to... and you've got 2 already,
I
right?
do.
So let's go on over here to Howard. And I'm going to build the flint. So it costs 1 time unit, but we're at a spot with the flint. So we can build that automatically. This allows us to almost build a fire. We, of course, still have to check for it. So that's in play. And then let's investigate this 35.
Yes. All 3 of us.
Howard will look.
Okay.
He'll be the lead. Doesn't cost any time units. And there's 2 35 cards.
Second one.
Okay. You find a moss-carpeted hovel where you can get some rest and comfort away from the elements.
Have you ever seen this card?
Unfortunately, just as soon as you settle in, you awaken thousands of tiny insects, which begin to swarm around your face and cling to your clothes and hair. During the cost step of the build, craft, and move actions, you must draw 2 additional cards.
Well, I'm really glad that we
Crafted before.
already crafted.
Wow.
Let's
So,
peace out.
if we actually performed this test, it would remove this card. But
I don't think we're going to come
we
back here.
we already built what we needed. If we move to this location, we would have to spend 4 cards because it's an additional 2. But since
There's
we're all
3
moving,
of us.
it's only going to cost us 1. So I think we just...
Sorry, Bugs. You're staying put.
I think we just move over. 1 card.
Yep.
HP Lovecrafts. I'm going to give that to him.
Okay.
Without even thinking about it, because he can carry it. As long as this effect applies, as long as you have this in hand, whenever I pray or rest during the consequence step, if the action is successful, I can take all of the curse cards from the discard pile and put them back into the action deck. So it allows us to add more cards, even though that they're not successes, it can help us. So for now, it's in play.
Mm-hmm.
The Dark Side is the name of the card. So we're here together. We don't have anything to help us with target practice.
Oh, it's the target. No.
Okay. Oh, yikes. And it is 2 cards. Oh, but you know what? We both have 2 things that can add to successes if we need it.
We do.
So let's just do the standard 2.
Okay.
Because we can't increase or decrease
Right.
it. So we're all going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And you can be the
Yeah.
leader. Okay.
So 1 success.
So it gives us 1 success.
Oh, so you'd be able to hold another card, right?
Yeah, let's do this.
Yeah.
Green's harder to come by.
Yeah.
So Victor's gonna get rid of his success to help us search. So we pull 2 successes. Okay. Let's get rid of, let's say, both of these, of course, are. If at least 1 curse card is revealed during the result step of an action you're involved in, you may return your, basically any of the bad states. I'm not gonna keep that one. I'd rather keep this for now.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't pull anything else.
Yeah.
And now we pull a 130 card. So we don't have an option
No.
of which one to keep. Okay, there's 3 different 30s.
Stop.
Okay, the
Top one.
Crabs.
Crab.
What's it say? What's it say?
Stone-eating crab. You spot a kind of small gray and red crab with short, flat pincers that do not really look like a threat. Take a 1 card.
And a 1 card is food. Good food, too. So this is a food stamina. See, I think that this can be used over here. So
To
they can be
double.
combined together.
Okay.
Yep. So that's how you're able to combine items. And this gets discarded. All these cards get discarded. Sometimes they get banished. Banished means that they are out of the game for good. At certain points, we're told to reshuffle all of the discarded cards back to the deck. So until then, these crabs are in the discard pile. All right. Well, you know what?
Huh. You want to do it again?
Oh, right, because now this goes away. This changes now. Return this card. So this is number 12. So it's telling us to pull the yellow 12 card. And this, apparently, there is not much more food here in this desolate land than you have already found. You realize that you had better ration what you had if you want to make it through. Immediately after this is revealed, 1 involved character may discard 2 hand cards from their hand in order to choose 1 hand card in the discard pile and add it to their hand. I could discard these 2 to pull his better.
Yep.
I was going to say let's build a splint, but here's our chance to get rid of these.
Yeah. And take that first
To
one
pull
back.
that first one, the Dark Whisper. Thinking, Compass, and Praying, automatic, right?
Yep.
That's awesome.
But no extra food.
No extra food, and then we can't. We killed all the crabs in this
Okay.
area. Okay.
Time to move on.
Yep. Let's just get out of the way. We'll move
Mm-hmm.
up. We have to. It costs 2 to move from this location.
It does. Yeah.
Let's see something. You may discard this during the cost step of an action. So we can make it so it's free, but let's still hold on to that. I'll spend 2. We're all together.
Yeah, because you could still take cards.
I can still take cards. Yep. Okay. So here's a Pit Trap that we could take. So another fighting card.
Okay.
Or Knowledge is Power. This allows you to, if you remember, gain more experience. And now that we've got Dark Whispers, it's automatic. Because he thinks for a -1, and he grants a +1 success automatically. So if I took this, it's an experience point right away.
Wow.
So I think we do that.
Okay.
So we'll give it to Lovecraft. because he's been thinking a lot as he's been walking around.
Trying to remember.
And I'm going to do this right now.
Okay.
So again, a lock you can't adjust, but you can use items and cards to help out. So with Dark Whisper, which we just got.
One-time unit.
Minus one-time unit, and a success, which is that right there. Automatically get it. So every card has, this is the consequence if you are successful, and the consequence if you fail, if I didn't point that out already. So you get more experience. Gain the 0/3 card for each other knowledge is power card in the hands of other involved characters. Take an additional, but we only got the one. Which we get some text on the back and a tip. With an experience point. Alright.
Looking.
Investigate.
All of us.
You with us?
Yes. Oh boy.
Whoa.
Okay.
Shimmering mist. A ghostly, colorful mist floats in the air. The phenomenon looks similar to the polar lights, but it is happening during daytime and at low altitudes. The polar lights, they're up in
Alaska
right?
or Iceland, yeah, north.
You went to Alaska
I did.
before your amazing life with me.
I did. I did not see the northern lights, however.
That's where I was going with it. But I bet now that you and I would go there and we would see it.
Absolutely.
Of course. Okay, so the Astral Mist. If there's a weather card already in play, return it and remove the corresponding figure from the board. There isn't. Put the Astral Mist figure into play on this card that will replace it. If it is not a terrain card, put the figure into play on the active player's terrain card instead. Take item 515. Card item. Alright, so let's build this first. So this is number 15. The terrain is split in two by a small bay. Which is this.
What the what?
The waves break and crash loudly against the jagged rocks. Getting to the other side is not going to be an easy task. So this is, we have to cross this little ravine here. It costs 3 time to get over, but we only need 1 success. So we basically have to be, we take our time going over. Now this is, this technically to me isn't a terrain card. This is like an action to move over.
Yeah, agreed.
So I think it tells us
Has
to
to go
place.
on that one.
So we've got, this is one of the expansions. So we add the
Mist
into our terrain. Okay. And then 515, I'm sure will be the
is
rules.
the explanation of the mist, yeah.
There it is. A strange cloud made of gas and fine, colorful particles floats in the air. It seems to clear your mind, and your thoughts are more lucid than ever before.
Lucid.
Lucid. Immediately after one or more character figures leaves this terrain card
Oh boy.
with the mist figure on it, take a 561 card. Completely forget what this does.
It's not something good, I can tell you that.
As long as this mist is in play, the following effect applies everywhere on the board. Thinking and resting. During the skill step, one involved character may put one hand card from their hand on top of the action deck. So if we ever have to think or rest, we can take a blue card and put it on top of the action deck. Now, what's good about doing that?
That gives us a chance to set up a success for a card in our hand. If we have a card that has, like this one, an automatic success and a half.
We know that's coming up.
I know that's coming up.
Smart. When you are to return all cards on the board, remove this. Okay, so this is in play. We aren't doing any of the thinking tests right now.
No, I think we got a jump.
Go to move, then we have to pull that 561 card. So, So yeah, I think we're gonna have to jump over, right?
Yeah.
So now here's the thing. We could subtract the time it takes, so we would only pull 2 cards, but we would have to pull 2 successes. No, right? We just pull the 3? Or do we use this to lower the cost and grant a success? automatically.
Wow, that would be pretty amazing.
Right? Because then we're not burning 3 cards.
Yeah, let's do it.
Because no one's helping us with pole vaulting.
Right.
So I think that's safe to do, right?
Yeah. Just so we're taking the time down to 0, and I'm going to use this relaxed card.
Oh, you know what?
What?
I think each character can only use 1 card at a time.
Really?
Yeah. 1 card and 1 item.
Well, that's not going to work.
I was going to say that would have been great. Ah, what a shame.
You don't have any automatic stars, right? No.
I don't.
No.
Then maybe we just do the 3 and 1.
Okay.
I would have said maybe 2 and 2, because that can give us 1. But what if we don't even get 1 on 2 cards? Then we're really beat.
Yeah, you're right.
So 3 and 1 will be safe.
3 and 1 will be
and we're
safe.
keeping your card, probably.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll be the leader. That's a shame. I thought we were going to be able to get 1 success.
1 success.
And
Oh, that raft.
Let's see, what does this one do? Choose 1 hand card in the discard pile and add it to your hand. Maybe we take that, because then we can go back and get any card we want.
Okay.
Because this is the bone crowbar. This costs 7 to build, unless you're in a bone area. Raft could be pretty nice, but
we know how we're getting across already.
going across a different way. Discard pile. We'll give it to Victor, because he can hold 3, so he can always pull any 1 card out that we need.
Let's jump over.
So we jumped over, so this is a 17 we got to put into play. A 30-foot long submarine is hanging from 2 cranes, keeping it above the surface of the water. There is not a soul in sight.
And now we need to pull the 561.
Yeah. Oh, because we were successful in this. Put a 17 into play. Each involved character moves their figure onto it automatically. So that's why we jumped over. So here's the instance of we couldn't just automatically move across this.
Let's put a 17 and a 9 card.
Yeah, the
What's
9
the
is
9?
9 is here.
Oh.
So in case we came from the other direction.
Oh, okay.
You couldn't automatically move across this. You would have to stop here and perform the check.
Okay.
Which is what we just did.
Which we did.
While I pull out this card, can you make sure that there's no hidden
I can.
stuff on
Take a
there?
look.
So 561.
Looks like there is some graves, maybe a place to pray.
Oh boy. Oh no.
I do see a submarine, but I don't see any hidden numbers or animal footprints.
Okay.
Oops. Oh my gosh. And then I
You
just earthquaked the whole island.
Okay. 561. There's 4 of them.
Oh, jeez.
Tell me when to stop and I'll just pull the top one.
Stop.
Alright.
Captivated by the shimmering colors all around you, you let your mind roam free. Familiar faces, some long since passed away, take shape amidst the ghostly mist, filling you with a deep, melancholic feeling of loneliness.
Oh, great.
We have to test our brain.
Okay.
Thinking. 2 cards locked for 1 success.
Okay. So I have -1 to drawing cards, and I get an automatic success. So, oh, and this, during skill step, we can put 1 card from our hand on top of the action deck. But it doesn't matter. Well, actually, no, it does matter. Because we would then be pulling 1 new card. We could just put this on top
And get a
and then
success.
draw it. We don't even need a success. I already got it.
Oh,
But
okay.
this way we're not wasting a card.
Agreed.
And now, this could go to somebody else. Let's give it to Victor, because now we can set it up. -3, and you're 1.
So, the vision brings back buried memories from a happy and relatively near past, bringing you to cheers. For each success you obtained, randomly discard 3 cards from the action deck.
Okay, so we're going to rewind time a little bit. We probably should have read that. We don't want successes.
We don't want successes.
Woo! time, since we've got time to do that, let's actually put this card on top that doesn't count successes.
Yeah, let's not do that.
Oh, look
we
at that.
failed.
That memory you remembered didn't really exist.
Enough reminiscing. Let's move on.
So you have the ability to read these cards before you actually perform the check.
Whoops.
Let's make sure that we do that.
Okay, from here on out. Okay.
This was bad.
Yeah,
this
that was
file
bad.
looked so nice.
Yeah, it tricked me.
It did. Alright, so we are on here. Okay. So let's just quickly, we see that there's a graveyard here.
Place to pray.
Let's just double check, because this can be automatic now. Because I pray
For free.
for free, and I success. So we could do this. Each involved character may discard any number of cards with the keyword will from their hand and or inventory. For each card discarded, we randomly take 2 cards from the discard pile and shuffle them back. So does anyone have anything with will?
No.
Okay, so we cannot do that.
Okay.
Alright, so we could pray here if we wanted to.
We don't. It's not going to help us.
I don't think it will, actually.
Well, didn't you just read what happens when
Well,
we pray?
that's using this. But praying here might grant us a special power.
Oh. And we won't know until we pull the card.
Right.
Eh.
No. Let's just do what we
Yeah,
came
we
here
do?
to do, right? So it's a
22.
22. We'll all look together.
Yes, please. Victor in the lead. I'm going to read this one. The cranes support the submarine above the water by chains attached to either end. See what we find. Each chain runs through a pulley located at the top of a crane. Lowering and submerging the submarine obviously requires great precision and skill. So this is a locked check for strength.
Mm-hmm.
1 time unit for 1 success.
Okay, well, I think you have a strength automatic, right? Over there?
I do.
So
with
we're
the
just
doctor.
going to do it automatically.
Okay. So the chains do not break. The submarine is back in the water. Return the terrain card and you are standing on the terrain card you're standing on and replace it with a 24 card. Discard this.
So this actually goes back.
Thank
Gotcha.
you.
24.
Okay. The submarine is in the water. Now set off as quickly as you can. You never know what could happen.
Okay, no extra numbers that came out. But now there's a picture of the actual submarine in the water.
In the water, yep. And there's
Sharp.
a chance
How
to
they do that.
investigate again.
And we know what's up here. This is another way. If we weren't going to take the submarine, we could go north. We could actually swim or use a raft. But we figured we've got these gears.
Let's
Use
use
the
them.
submarine. So 37.
Yep. For free.
Okay. Stepping into the submarine, you see that the former occupants already took everything of use. Okay, so here's our next area. It is entering the control room. You immediately check the remaining fuel. All you have to do is restart the engine and you will be able to leave this blasted place. So this symbol means that we all have to be here together. Every
Which we
character costs 1 unit to do, and we would pull card 21.
But
Because it shows a picture of these gears here. Let's see if we can get you a little bit closer. For every gear, extra gear you have, which are both of these gears, we would add 6 and 6 to it. So an additional 12. So we would pull card 33 rather than 21. Or card 27 if you only had 1 gear.
you don't want to have 1 gear.
Yeah.
We did. And that's why we're playing it again.
We know where the gears are.
The gears are,
and they're
yeah.
pretty helpful. So 1 card, we're all going to do it. Great, this is fine. We don't need this.
We don't need it.
And 33?
33.
Wanting to read it.
Okay, the submarine's engine rumbles to life and begins to steadily hum as it settles into gear. You pull away from the shore and leave the island without further delay. The control room is cramped and uncomfortable. Despite the noise from the engines and the head spinning fuel smell, you are all too happy to be the captain of the submarine, at least for a little while longer.
Oh boy, there's a lot on the back.
It's a lot. So after navigating for about 20 minutes, you can suddenly make out the wild coast of the 7th continent in the distance. We weren't even on the 7th continent
Nope.
yet. Luckily, the gauges indicate that you have just enough fuel to get there. So right now, they want us to take three cards.
Okay, so those are experience.
Which is
we
experience.
know that.
We're going to banish the 2 Metal Gear wheel cards that are in your satchel.
Out of the game.
Return all of these cards to on the board and in the past, and then banish a green 17 card.
I think is...
It's a 17 card.
I think it's the one that we just put away.
Oh.
Where the submarine was found, so this gets banished, so we can't use
come back.
It's not there. We were actually on it.
Right. We're going to put into play a 38 card if you head northwest. Sorry, northwest. A 132 card if you head north, or a 198 card if you head northeast. Each player then places their figure onto it.
Okay, so we have 3 options to go to take the submarine. We actually don't know which the best course of action is.
We don't know yet, no.
I think we can rule one out, but then there's 1 or 2 of the others. We're not really too sure yet, but we are going to decide in our next episode of the 7th continent. So we made it to the submarine. We have, I want to just double check. So there were 60 cards in the action deck. 1, 2, 3, 4.
And we have 1, 2, 3.
16 cards in our
5.
discard pile.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Not this one.
Yeah. Oh, 9.
So 9 cards. So 16. We have 25 cards in. We have 2 food, which we could eat to gain...
a total,
11?
if we have fire, 11 cards back.
Okay, so we've got some food to restore those cards back in. Unfortunately, this did not help us at all. Those mosquitoes were a waste of time. But we made it here safely. I've just got 1 little injury.
Yeah, we found a life jacket. We have some stuff to make fire with, so that's good. We have 3 out of the 4.
Right. I was just going to say, we don't
cards.
have many items,
right?
But getting 3 of the 4 permanent is really good.
And we have a total of 5 experience.
So if we ever figure out how to spend the experience, it might be helpful.
It might be
There's
helpful.
a whole extra deck of advanced skills
that we've looked through.
That you can add by purchasing experience. We have yet to do this.
Right.
So we are just starting this curse, believe it or not, which is pretty remarkable. So we're gonna save this. There's a way in this game to do like a save status. Just keeps all the cards in place so you remember. And then depending on where we head next, you'll see a new part of the map, and we will continue our adventures with our characters.
Where do you think we should go? Where do you think we should take this submarine adventure?
Yeah, so here's our clue, right? So we could head, hopefully you can see them there, head north. We could head northwest, which I think would bring us up here, or northwest, is like
or
over here.
Northeast.
Northeast. So what we think is north is straight across. Northwest would be kind of by the X, or northeast is dropping us off up here.
Let us know what you think.
Thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. I was able to explain, so you're able to follow along on what we do and how this game is played. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments. Let us know. And let us know what you think of this game so far. And hopefully it's enjoyable. I think we're actually doing pretty well so far.
Okay. Yeah. So far.
One of our best runs.
Food.
We found some food successfully, and only one of us is injured.
Right.
Great. So, as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.